Hello everyone. Welcome to watching our show that is embracing your design for midlife transformation. And the tagline is come alive to impact more lives. So today we have our guest. Our guest today is Camille Miller. What an honor I can have her with my podcast here today. So let me invite Camille to say hi to everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Let me read how amazing she is so you'll be interested to know about her story. So Camille is a seasoned business strategist for purpose-driven entrepreneurs who want to create a massive, profitable business while operating from a place of authenticity. She's also a pioneer of the soul professional movement and founder of a global business incubator, the Natural Life Business Partnership. I'm so proud to be one of the members. We get a lot of value from this organization. She also hosts the weekly podcast. It's for six-figure souls, doing good and making money. Oh, what a great place to meet people. They really align with their hearts, right? And they want to serve others. Other than that, she's also a bookseller. She is the two-time Amazon's best-selling author, ranking #1 new release for business and women, and #3 in personal transformation and spirituality. Wow, what an honor to have you here, Camille.
Thank you.
And the title is Embrace Your Design for Midlife Transformation. And what really means is the evolution of our life. I don't know whether you have any aha moments in your life you want to share.
I think there's like chapters in our lives, you know. When I was younger, even through my 20s, I would say before I married, I was very much a free spirit, but I was kind of caught between my professional life and who I actually was. You know, and I kind of played that role of the professional to make all the money and do all the stuff I was supposed to do. And I did that for a very long time. And I feel I divorced about 6 years ago, after 22 years. And that's when I think I started that next chapter of my life. And I started to really kind of dig back into my roots. But I would say about 2 months ago, I had this incredible change again, like that I'm really just stepping into my power because I feel like after my divorce, I was in survival mode. I'm a single mom, 3 kids, and now they're all graduating college. And I feel like, okay, I've done my part. And now I decided to move. And once I decided to move out of my survival house, all of this stuff started coming towards me, all of my energy shifting. And I feel like I'm becoming who I used to be again, right? That I'm shedding all of that other stuff that I'm supposed to be. And I'm just allowing it. So I feel like I'm going through a huge transformation right now and really embracing everything I always knew I was. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
But
make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how our journey actually really supposed to be that way. Like you talk about chapters, like we just expand it to the next chapter. Sometimes we just don't want to do it because I'm not ready. I don't want to do that. We just hold on to something is not necessarily healthy. But we decided to do just like you said, you jump through it. And I want to also share with your energy type is the generator. I am the generator too. We are actually the energy force about the whole planet. Like we have this powerful sacral center. We share the energy with other human beings. We also share all this life with all the living beings things.
Yeah.
So we are really carry a very significant role, regardless if we are aware or not. And also you are the 5-1. In the profile, they got totally different, like 12 different profile in human design system. And 5 in the 6 different line definition is someone who will offer practical solutions to fix the trouble and solve the problems. The one indicated about investigation, you would like to go to the deep and detail and go inner and to collect all this data and information before you really think, this is all about
I
it.
do.
Then you feel comfortable to move in to your next phase or next chapter. And you are actually interpersonal. That means you will transfer all your knowledge, your energy, your wisdom to everybody. And that is your mission. Definitely, you are fulfilling your roles in the 3D world. So I want to say thank you for doing this for us.
Thank you. Yeah. I think that's also been a part of the shift that I've embraced in these last few months of going back and doing deeper work. Because in the community, I can do a lot of surface work and I can help a lot of people, but I don't know people really deeply. So that's why I'm going back to doing like my own programs again, that's separate from the membership, because I loved getting to know people that way and helping people in their strategic planning.
It's kind of combine both your personal experience about your shift and also all this trainings you actually go through. You have your MBA degree, I think, and then also all this experience working in the corporations and offer strategies and solutions for other people. But now you using that for growing your own community, which is beautiful. It was a so professional aligned one community. They are all different, but we all devoted in the way serving others and sharing our wisdom and knowledge. So that is a beautiful place to hang out. So if anybody interested, I will put a link down there. Welcome to join us. We are a bundle of the fun and soulful professional want to meet together. And I think I remember Camille also starting from the East Coast. So you have some kind of local community growing first. Can you share with us about the whole movements you started?
So I was actually a not-for-profit executive before I created this. And in my last role, I was CEO for the Northeast Organic Farming Association. And I later became president of the Northeast. But in that role, I got to bring my whole self to work. And I think that was the changing factor for me because I felt very authentic. You know, my hair went curly for the first time and I was just me. I could dress the way I wanted. I wasn't playing this corporate role, this corporate person. So that job was defunded in 2015. And I found myself kind of searching for whatever was next in life. And I realized that money was no longer my motivator. It was really about impact. It was about helping people. In that role, I helped farmers strategize what they were doing, their businesses, you know, how they were marketing, how they were selling stuff, and they were all organic. So how they were differentiating from, you know, your food stores. And as I was searching for my people were what I say blended both science and soul, because I'm a very logical being. I couldn't really find them if I went to holistic groups, they were way too woo-woo for me. And if I went to business groups, they were way too aggressive for me. So when I couldn't find it, I just kind of created my own group. And that's where the Natural Life Business Partnership came from, because I wanted it to be a partnership of natural businesses. And we started off as a coffee club. And we went through New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, and all the way up the East Coast. And it was in 2017 that someone from California called me and said, "Oh my gosh, I can't wait for you to come out here." And I knew in that moment it was not a sustainable model. But luckily I'd heard of this thing called Zoom. And I said, you know what? I really do believe the future of business is going to go virtual. And that's the way that we can really grow and get to know each other. At that time, I did not know that we would be international. I just wanted to get to the other side of the country. So in January of 2018, we launched as a brand new organization that was one of the first of all virtual organizations, no chapter. That existed, and we became bi-coastal overnight because that person joined, and we started this new thing, and that's where Coffee with Camille comes from, that we still have today, because I used to be a coffee club and I used to individually go to every single meeting. So we've built this tremendous organization now, and after we went to Zoom, when the pandemic hit, people were more open to the idea of the virtual organization. It was really tough in the beginning trying to teach people, how we communicated and how we did stuff. But then it ended up working out great, and we really, really grew. And then in 2021, we branded the Soul Professional and rebranded and kind of went more professional because I was a one-woman team trying to do it all. Yeah. So now we have free levels. We represent over 12 countries with membership and networking, and there's different levels. So that's how it grew. That's how it's become what it is today. And it's been kind of fun.
When you share your journey and story, I can definitely see your full client gifts and jumping in and out on your story. The Gene Key is part of the human design system. The human design system incorporates four of the traditions, wisdom from the ancient cultures. Then, and also actually just what we experience every day is the planetary shifts, the energy from all the solar systems and then to our aura, so we can receive that information. But most of us not remember how to do that anymore. We are totally busy and submerged with the modern lifestyle. Sooner or later, we will have a lot of opportunity, which also called challenges. We finally open it up and begin to receive all this information. And so the Gene Keys really is the portal connect to our body, but the imprinting is to our DNA. So the Gene Key is really on the genetic level and epigenetic level. So when we gather information, get into the epigenetic, like that's Bruce Lipton, I believe you are really famous
Big
about
fan.
his biology, but believe, right? It's just like, yes, so we have this epigenetic from environmental, from lifestyle, from food, from all the things we're exposed to. But then we all know that's impacting our DNA level. So then we will start have a gene turn on and off, and all this magic start to happen. My background is in molecular biology. So I'm the 1-3 person. Everything need to be detailed. I need to know why. So I dig out a lot of things like that. Now it all makes sense to me now. It's like, wow. So we actually having a lot of loves and information receive from everything around us. It just, we are not sensitive enough sometimes because of lifestyle, business, or worries, or all the false beliefs we have in the past. Then we disconnect that information. But the Gene Key gives us a way to see the past. So then we can start to make the choice, because they have a 3 different levels of the consciousness. When we are totally unaware, we call it the shadow frequency. That's why we just kind of follow the crowds. It's just everybody does that, and I just do it too without any intentions. But the shadow is the beautiful place for us to stay for a while until we want to become different person or become more awakening, right? So the next level is our gift level. When we practicing reading books and go over the training, self-development kind of work, the moments we finally break through it, right? Then we start to have a load of the creativity, love, and care. And the worry in the past is kind of bye-bye, just not there anymore for us. And that is the gift frequency when we get to it. But we all actually, every shadow has a light. You think about, if we are in the middle, there's a light on the back, and then we have a shadow in the front, right? So we are in the, it's kind of medium. If we are totally transparent, then we shouldn't see any shadow. But it's because the shadow, so we will start to improve ourselves and find out maybe has a better solution to live or something else. So that's actually combined. And in the last level on the Gene Keys called City, is the traditional, maybe ancient wisdom talk about city, is your pure light. Your consciousness is merged with everything. So it's pure light, and there's no matters in there. So we all have this amazing consciousness. If we can shift to that and become emerged with universal light, but that is, everybody has that potential through working, through serving others. So I can definitely see your 4-point gift to align with who you are and serving the community. So I wonder you will like to have a chance to hear what I'm going to share with you about your 4-point gifts.
Yeah, I am not familiar with the gene keys. I've learned a little bit about human design, and that took some gradually understanding. Because at first I was like, am I doing everything wrong? Like, how do I redevelop? And learning, as a generator, I was like, does that mean I'll never be what I want to be? But it's learning to actually be who I actually am. I know now that I just attract people because of my energy, right? And love and my gifts. And if I just continue to be who I am and I naturally help and want to be of service to people, that is what actually serves me.
Yeah, I mean, that is exactly a lot of people like me. When I look at that, I'm the automatic say, I did something wrong.
Yeah,
that's our program. We're programs always just find out particular like detail-oriented person, like number one line. Right? We just like, what is wrong? Look the pattern and try to fix it. But I think the more I get in there, I say, this is just the body mechanic, like how the body energy flow, everybody's different, but it's nothing wrong or right. It's just different. And that's the design. We really need to honor our design of the differences. There is nothing say, okay, generator is better than other people, or, the projector is better than, it just, even within the same energy type, there is just so unique. The only thing I see is if I don't use the right strategy and authority, I don't honor myself. And that is the challenge we're coming. Then we have to learn how to deal with the challenges. But for me, that's more fun. Like I don't know about you, if I don't want to live in a world that's nothing to be solved. Like everything's perfect. Like, what's the purpose there, right?
Yeah. I like a good challenge. Right. And knowing that I can help other people. And so it really just helps me understand more.
When we get this information, the data, if we don't have any charge, like I'm a scientist, I always think about the reason we have negative and positive because we allow the charge to be attached to something. That's just a habit. We all have that. Right? But if we can practice to say, well, this is just the name. Say, if I can play the game money, and we all have a charge with some money, right? People will like it, so we put a lot of positive charge, and people has a lack and say, I don't like rich people, put a negative charge. But money itself is supposed to be no charge. It's just we to put that emotional attachment to it. So, I mean, that is the journey for me too. I'm perfectly, because of the 9 center, I don't know whether you're aware, we have a 9 energy center in the human design chart, right? The head one is a huge pressure, and the root too. So we have both pressure that's constantly pushing us to do something, find the answers, run a business and try to survive and how to provide. So that 2 pressures are always there to drive us, but that is how we strive, right? That's how we start to live.
Right.
If we live the life without challenges and struggle, that's really, we're not living, right? We just flow with it and whatever.
Yeah.
But I think for your profile, definitely your life work, that is later on will be your personal brand, because that is your energy. You always let people feel. You are a person people want to come here to ask for solutions. And I don't know whether you have experience, even like you are shopping, someone will come in here to ask you the question, where to get the stuff.
They could,
because you have this energy. People say, oh, Camille, no, I just go ask her. But in the same time, because you are the fixer in a way in Gene Keys level, so you want to fix others' problem. So you might become very distracted. So when people
that's
come
not
in,
a good thing.
Ask you, and then you say, the solution, you dig out something, you offer the solution, but then you distract about your own focus. So that is something we all experience. It's not wrong. It's just if we know that's our mechanic, if we know that we have set a boundary, then we still protect our energy and still help others. And so, but you're not going to lose that harmony, right?
Right.
So for you, the 32.5, that's your life work keys. And number 5 I talk about is the fixer energy. So people want to get you for solution. But 32 in the ancient I Ching is like forever, the eternity. And I think we all somehow, when we grow up, think that is the perfect place to be, right? We all want to be forever.
Yeah.
Right? Those kind of things. But because that expectation, we start to have the unrealistic hope, right? Because we don't want to be failed. We want to be forever happy. We don't want to do this and that. So then we have more of the pressure. Let's to find the perfect solutions and become your life work. That means you will have a lot of opportunities to practice skill and find an answer until you finally realize that I cannot be perfect. I just need to love myself.
Yeah.
So at that point, you go to the evolution, and the evolution key is your 42.5. And for that, you turn that expectation become more a celebration. It's like, hi, I did it anyway. I don't really need to label it win or lose, right? I just did it. I enjoy the process. So I celebrate no matter what. Particularly for that time, you start to celebrate you because you are the one to make things happen. Right. So you celebrate you, and that's evolution. Actually, in Jinki, evolution is not evolution to fight, to change, to kill. It's more evolution for love. Because you start to accept yourself and you love your experience other than to label them this or that, right? So that you get this opportunity to break through a lot of barriers. And when you break through it, you go to your radiance and purpose. So the radiant key in the Jinki Golden Path, you are 56 and the line 1. And 56 in the ancient I Ching is traveler. So you need to go places. You enjoy interaction with different diverse environments, right?
Yep, I do.
Yeah. So because that is also your human design. You are the open G center.
Yeah.
The open G center person need to in the right location. So everything's perfect. Like if you go to the wrong place, even you have the best friend, you just don't get along with that best friend for some reason.
Okay.
Your location, the G center is really, if the feng shui is
yes, I do feel that. Yep.
Yes, then you will have this something just off.
Yes.
So the location is really important for you. Plus, you are a traveler. Sampling about places. So if you sampling that place is great, you feel everything is alive. Food is good, music's excellent, wine tastes so great. That is your place. You will find people just flowing to you like, oh, wow, I don't know where it come from, but that's the right place. So you start to attract all the right things. So that is your radiance and make you healthy and happy, because you do need that vitality to shine through you and attract more people. Then your life purpose, you go to the bottom of the profile is 60.1. So 60 in ancient I Ching is, the divider, like the bamboo, you can see that divide little thing. So that is, we call it that as a limitation. I mean, when they grow, they block it and they grow. There's a reason for it. They don't want to continue to grow so big and they crack because, they are still empty. So they need to have certain physical barrier before they kill themselves, right? Because they go too long empty, then it's not going to stand. So they have this limitation. If you are in the low vibration because lifestyle or too busy or worries, those kind of things, you will limit yourself about, oh, I can only do this. But when you're loosening up, I do see that you happen to you because you move your logical mind become magical mind. You allow both sides, right? So you start the limitation, you started losing out, you flow both words, right? Then the really go to the process, you realize that your life is full of magical moments, but logical strategies. There's no contradictory. They are flowing nicely because that is what the real world is. There's no separation. There is no judgment in each side. You align with evolution for celebration, align with your purpose and your life work to become a very good fixer and serve other people. That your life purpose really just to break out the limitation. Then you merge, integrate all the different tools from different words. You kind of correct your direction in your life because that is all matter is you, your happiness, your healthiness, your business, and serving other. That's really your ultimate purpose here. So that's what I see.
Not knowing the James key, I'd say that pretty much sums me up too. Sometimes it takes a lot for me to allow it all to happen. But when I do, and I'm in that space, I do think that describes me very, very well. Knowing that about myself.
Yeah.
I definitely, and it's helped me in leadership too, knowing that I fix things. People look at me for advice and things. I've since I was a kid, that has always happened. And I always came out to be the leader, right? Even when I try to step back and not be the leader, people will ask me for things. Yeah.
Yeah, we couldn't let Camille go because she's the one.
So I think I had to step into that, right, and be able to be that. But everything that you said makes sense, especially the traveling. When I feel very confined, I don't like it. I like to move around a lot. Before I married, I moved all the time, like once a year. I would just move to different places to experience different people and different cultures and I just liked it. Yeah. I love to experience the world. And now that my kids are grown, right, I'm starting to travel a lot. That's one of the reasons I'm moving, is so I can go to a townhouse where everything's taken care of, so I can travel more. And we just opened up the travel division of the company called Soul Adventures. Our next one is July, and we are doing a luxury cruise up the Danube River from Budapest to Prague. So we'll do Hungary, Austria, Germany. I forget what the rest of them are. There's 5 countries that we're going to go see. But
2 weeks time or 3 weeks?
It's about 10 days if you take the 3 days in Prague. So there's an extension that you can also do a 3-day walking section in Prague. But every day you're going back to the boat where there's, it includes, our chefs, all of our excursions, all of our foods. So you really, really dive into each country and city. We have local guides that are taking us through everything. So wow. Yeah. So the whole soul adventure idea is, one, so I can travel, but I also wanted to travel with people like me. I didn't want to just jump into group things because it's the way I connect. Yes. So I said, you know what, let me put them together. I just wanted to do really unique trips. So that is our launching trip. We were originally going to do one to Greece in 2020, but COVID stopped that. We redid it in 2021 and COVID stopped it again. And then I said, okay, let's just not do that. So now it's really about really unique excursions that people probably wouldn't do on their own, so that we can put them together and make sure that they're safe, and it's comfortable, and it's a really small boat. We don't do ocean cruisers. This is a really small one. But yeah, so it's really to dive into culture and, to learn more.
Yeah, and that make you healthy. Why not, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everything's taken care of because my new chapter is all about luxury. I feel like I'm going from survival to luxury, and anything that's nourishes my soul is what I'm doing from now on.
Yeah, celebrate
Yeah,
everything, right? Like, that's just a tough journey. We all need to celebrate, not only just because achievements, but to be able to wake up every day. It is in biologically, that's just a miracle. That is
yeah,
so many work we don't even know. They are
yeah.
just working for us 24/7, right?
Agreed,
So in the
agreed.
morning, I always practice this miracle habit. When I just open my eyes, I just say, wow, what a miracle I am. And then just smile and jump off the bed.
I love that.
It is just really, if we have that great start in every day, then recognize the little thing may be insignificant, but it's actually very important, like the air, the lights, the food and water. Those little things, if we can appreciate the little thing and celebrate ourselves, and everything is just coming the right way because we
Yeah,
allow it, right? That's a lot of attraction. We allow that energy to flow through us. We open to the limitless possibilities like energy being, which we are
yeah,
energy beings, then that things will flow. But before we get in there, just like you said about, yeah, we have to start shedding and shifting our mindset,
absolutely.
our
Yeah,
belief. That's the biggest limitation. We are not trust the process. If we lost that trust or if we have tons of doubts about ourselves, then we try to prove ourselves all the time. But like, yes, when we need to do that, but we don't want to overdone that,
right, right.
right? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I really
agreed.
appreciate your time here, Camille. And like I said, um, I really enjoy our community. I really appreciate you as a leader. Like you say,
Thank you.
you're a natural born leader. Well, that's because your genetic, you got 5. So people cannot really didn't see you.
Yeah,
And the human designs, people will say, if you think there's a house, and number one, I am number one, is the person is always on the first floor. They work hard, maybe cooking, cleaning, those kind of energy. And 2, they are hermits. They don't want to be there, kind of close the door in one of the room in the base, but they don't want to be seen. But they have this kind of caveman energy sometimes. They just want to
okay.
hide. But then 3 is the person that kind of in between the first floor and second floor. They're up and down, and try to figure out what to do. That's me. But in 4 and 5 is like second floor already because they are go up to the interpersonal energy. We are the personal 1, 2, 3. So 4, they are the friendly people. So they are
Okay.
really just kind of when they open the door, they just shout out and singing, and then everybody will pay attention because they are just so much fun to hang out with. But number 5 is you open the door, someone will say, "Hey, Camille, help me out here." So whenever you are there, people will spot you. It's
Yeah.
not going to be let you go. And number 6 is the person sitting on the rooftop. They are very just observer. They know a lot of things around it, and sometimes they don't wait. They cannot jump in to do, but they know why they're not doing it. Do you mind to share maybe your visions about the partnership from this moment on? You just mentioned 2 months ago you have a different shift. Would you like to share with us about more of the direction you are leading us?
Um, I think the goals have always been the same, right? The biggest difference in the partnership going forward, and now I call it the Soul Professional Society, because although I had dreams of thousands of members, I think the beauty of it is everyone actually knowing each other and keeping it more curated. So now I'm thinking like 150 is actually that magic number that shows up, that after 150 relationships and connections, you actually lose the tightness. There's actually a law of 150. And I was reading about businesses that have really grown, like large companies, and they always created departments or buildings with the law of 150. So I started to think about that as we built the Soul Professional Society, that, you know, if we kept to the law of 150 and people applied to come in and come out, you know, and it would make it so much more powerful, right? Such a professional society. So really, I want to curate and talk to every single person that comes in, make sure they're a good fit. So that's what I'm looking at going forward, just making a more curated society than this huge international group. It's still that, but it's more curated, right? So we really are developing those deep relationships. And I think that's how, you know, that's the best way for me to foster, you know, knowing everyone and moving forward. So
that's beautiful. I can see we are like locked on it, you know,
yes,
everybody
right.
different,
Which I've always felt about
the
us. Right. Which I've always felt. And then we've kind of had these ups and downs as I've shifted, or we've had people in there that bring people that aren't a good match. So now I feel the difference. And now is like, okay, I understand now. Let me curate the group so it's really cohesive. And we really tend to build together because you are who you hang out with, right? So as we all scale and learn more about ourselves, we'll all do it together, right?
Yeah. Really true. If we are all being ourselves, the world is a much better place. Like, who can be Camille? Who can be Sunny? You know, only we can do ourselves.
Exactly.
So we have all the different journey. We receive the information differently, but then that's the purpose. We need to be
and it's honoring that.
Get that.
It's honoring the beauty in each of us.
This is great. I'm so happy we have time to really chat about this. And for audience, if you'd like to be involved with the interview like this, just let me know. I'll put the invitation link down there. Definitely, we just want to have a conversation. You don't need to really like knowing Gene Keys and human design or that, but you know, this is the conversation about your story. We can just maybe reflect about the data we see in the human design system, because we are the living genius. We can change anytime we want, right?
I love that.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much, Camille, and have a wonderful day.
You as well. Thanks for this.
Bye-bye.
Bye.